Here, please take a look at this.
Where did you get the pictures?
They were taken at the SETI.
What do you mean from the SETI?
They have an observatory for visitors there. You can take pictures from certain coordinates in the sky, and then look at whatever the SETI antennas are aiming at.
And that's how they got these pictures? Those are satellites, man. Communication satellites. The global data traffic runs on these things. Then what do the boys from SETI want with it?
Actually, that's what I wanted to ask you.
How did you get the coordinates?
Got them from a videotape I found, which was also recorded from inside the SETI.
Hey man, that's exciting. SETI eavesdrops on the communication satellites? That's part of the alien conspiracy.
Could you stop talking about your stupid alien conspiracy for just a moment? What do you think this means?
It's completely clear, man. They collect information about us. They filter our communications. Can you leave the photos here with me?
No, I'm gonna need them.
You've got to tell anything else you find out, man. I'll do anything for you.
We'll see. First, I have to try to make sense out of it myself. I'll see you around. Locked.
Huntington Antiques?
Good afternoon, Mr. Huntington. Would you mind opening the door for me?
Well, I'll open up for you.
Mr. Huntington, I need to talk to you.
Peter, what's wrong? What's happened?
Do you remember that I bought this VCR from you?
Of course.
I looked at a videotape that I found at the SETI Institute. My neighbor taped this video. This tape contains information you will not believe. The SETI Institute is spying on communication satellites.
How do you know that?
I have checked every detail. I was there, and I have pictures. And on this tape, even more. I have...
Shh. Calm down, Peter. Let's go out back, where we can talk about this in peace. Come on.
Unbelievable. A real archive. I'm sure he has more newspapers here than they have at the Times archive. If the print crime office finds out about this, he'll be in trouble big time. The Times, editions 2010 through 2012. The Times, editions 2013 and 2014, neatly stacked. It's a mirror print edition, at least 20 years old. As far as I know, they shut the Mirror down when they published an article about the attack on the press department. Some of the editors came under suspicion that they had a hand in this attack. It must have taken him forever to collect all these papers.
Well, what did you see on the tape?
There are two short takes. One of them shows the SETI site, a short take of the coordinates monitor. I punched these coordinates into a computer at the Visitor Observatory and got photos of communication satellites.
How do you know that?
I've talked with some experts. There's no doubt about it. These are communication satellites.
This reminds me of that damned Echelon 2.
Echelon 2?
Yes. What else did you see?
There was a second take. I'm sure it was taped at the airport. In this one, you see a Zeppelin starting.
A Zeppelin?
What the hell does all this mean?
Let me think about it for a minute.
But I have a few more questions for you. It's about this room here.
Yes.
Tell me, Mr. Huntington, what kind of room is this here? Are you burying yourself here with conspiracy theories?
Conspiracy, yes. Theory, no.
Good heavens. When and how did you collect all this stuff in here? This definitely can't be healthy.
I'm keeping memories alive in here, Peter. Memories that the vast majority of people already lack. Because the information is lacking. You would have found these things out once, when there was a decentralized press. You won't find any of them on the global network.
If the police ever finds this room, you'll have a big problem. But you know that, don't you?
You mean I'm supposed to have it scanned? I'm certainly not going to do that.
But you should really share this collection with the public. You pretty much deny information to them. That's illegal. And not very social either.
Peter, will you wake up, please? If the Ministry of Information gets its hands on this collection, then it won't be scanned. It'll be destroyed. These newspapers will have never existed. At some point, the last witness will die. And what it states here will never have happened.
But that's nonsense, Mr. Huntington. People tell their children about their lives and their memories, and they, in turn, tell it to their children. Information can't be erased just like that.
Perhaps you can't erase information, but it can become mythologized.
Mythologized? What is this supposed to mean?
Any information that has no sources or written accounts becomes entirely subjective. It only exists in people's heads. And as it passes through generations, facts become memories. Memories become stories. And stories finally end up as myths. That's how facts slowly enter the realm of fantasy, until nobody knows what part of them was true.
People can't be fooled as easy as that.
Do you know the story of the spider in the cactus?
Yeah, of course. Everybody knows the story.
So what do you think? Is the story true or not?
Oh, really? That's only...
A myth, yes. And if I told you that the NSA considered bugging the moon because it reflected Russian radio waves, would you believe that?
That really doesn't sound very trustworthy.
I have documents about it. Do you think it would be wise of me to give these documents to the Ministry of Information?
I don't know.
You see...
There is something else. Can I ask you something else?
Of course, just ask.
You mentioned Echelon 2.
Yes.
What is Echelon 2?
Echelon 2 was the biggest eavesdropping project that the government had ever developed. It was an electronic cluster of eavesdropping centers able to spy on all worldwide data traffic. The project was called off in 2012, supposedly.
I've never heard about it. Did it really exist? A global eavesdropping system. That really sounds pretty much like a conspiracy theory. No democratic government could have allowed this.
It sounds like a myth, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. This is the kind of story you tell when you want to get someone paranoid about the state.
And don't you think that the cryptology laws are just that? A general license to listen in on all our communications?
Mr. Huntington, nobody is actually interested in what people talk about on the streets. The whole issue is only about getting a hold of a few terrorists.
That's what the purpose of Echelon 2 was said to be.
Besides, we're having a very public campaign for this law. It's not done secretly. Everything is very transparent. People can even vote against it.
If anyone expected them to do that, then the vote would never have been allowed.
So you think this eavesdropping system still exists?
Of course.
There is something else. I have a few questions about the Luddites.
Then ask me.
Do you belong to this movement as well? You can be absolutely honest with me.
About the Luddites? You don't have to worry about that. This sort of machine bashing is totally foreign to me. Planting bombs is no way to achieve changes. And the Luddite movement is only a historical phenomenon. This technophobia has never really managed to attract a mass following.
I have to go. I'll see you later.
Okay. See you soon, Mr. Wright.
Oh, that's interesting. An article about the shutdown of the NSA. It's regarding the phone tap scandal in 2017. That's when they officially closed the NSA offices. Traffic cameras scanning faces. Oh yeah, I still remember this, but they gave up on that idea fairly quickly because these cameras could be tricked out so easily. Even with simple enlargements of photos or magazine covers, it was ridiculous. Terrorist dies in plane crash. It's really strange that so many Luddites died on board of airplanes. Interesting. Mr. Huntington, it's me again.
Hello, Peter. Good to see you again.
What kind of photo is this? This platform there? Because you can see a Zeppelin there as well. Could it be possible that this has something to do with the Zeppelin I saw on that videotape?
That's it. Good thinking. You mean the article about the Bermuda research station?
What's the story?
Do you know about the legend of the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah, of course. That's where ships and airplanes disappear under highly mysterious circumstances. Even as a kid, we already knew about that.
Yes. A station was built, supposedly to investigate the phenomenon. Of course, the whole area is off limits. Nobody is allowed to go there. Perhaps the station is being used for an entirely different purpose.
You mean?
It looks as if SETI's parabolic dishes are being used for something different too.
A gigantic eavesdropping station?
Who knows? Find out yourself.
You just said nobody's allowed to go there.
And you said you saw a Zeppelin on the video.
Yes. And?
Well?
You want me to hop on a Zeppelin and fly there? And how should I do that?
You'll find a way. You know, Peter, what's wrong has to fail. And what's right has to succeed. Take a carrier pigeon with you. Then we can keep in contact without any danger.
I really have to think about this. I have to go. I'll see you later.
Okay. See you soon, Mr. Wright.
These are articles about attacks on communication facilities. The bombing campaign of the Luddites. Of course I've heard about it. But you would have a hard time finding this information online. Awesome. It's raining again. This weather really sucks.